What is up, YouTube? Today is going to be a fun day. This is a 2014 Shelby GT500. Obviously, this one is, like I said, it's 14. They only made it for 2 years, 13 and 14. This is the 5.8 liter Trinity V8, rated at 662 horsepower from the factory, 631 foot-pounds of torque. Factory 6-pot Brembos. This car is actually running some Michelin Super Sport tires, so that's wonderful. But this car is obviously, as you'll find out, not stock, so that's the fun part. This car is running on full E85. It has a set of 239, 242 camshafts in it. Obviously, as you can see there, the pulley setup, it's got some running a little bit more boost. And you can see, you can't see actually on camera, but it's also got a full exhaust system, long tube headers, factory mufflers, and it just sounds great. But this car, as it sits, is making 875 wheel horsepower, and which equates to probably about 1,070 crank horsepower. So this car is a riot. This is actually one of my favorite cars as it came out. Full disclosure, driving my Hero today. Actually driven it once already, but doing a review for you guys for it today. This is one of my Hero cars. Really like this car. Came out, crashed the ZL1's coming out party back in 2012, 2013. If you're not familiar, the 2011 to 2012 GT500 had 550 horsepower, and Chevy one-upped them with 580 with the new LSA in the ZL1, with also magnetic ride control, etc., etc. This car is 6-speed only, as it should be. Full Recaros, so we got the nice leather Recaro, leather wrapped Recaros, that's good. Fully optioned, it's got the premium package, so you get the navigation, sync, and so that's great. So back to my story. So the ZL1 came 580 horsepower. Ford wrecked their coming out party. It came out in 662 horsepower, completely wrecked the ZL1's coming out party, and it was great. And I'm a Chevy, as you've probably watched my videos. I don't have a brand affiliation. I just love cool cars, and the fact that Ford did that was awesome to me, even owning a Camaro at the time. So anyway, this is a car. I think you're gonna find it to be really cool. We'll take it out here, get some driving impressions. All right, guys, so we're in the 2014 GT500. We're doing some driving impressions. Let's see if I turn the air down, get a little better audio. Doing some driving impressions now. As we stated, this car is a little bit modified, making over 1,000 horsepower, so super fun car. So yeah, like I was saying in the walk around video, really just one of my favorite cars, just because like I said, what Ford did with this car, it was awesome. Sorry, just clutch is a little tricky to get used to. But yeah, like I said, what Ford did with this car was really awesome. This car is cammed, so got a little bit of cam surge as you low speed stuff, but get going. Car drives great, drives normal, sounds great, and it's fun. It's got a long pedal travel too, so you know, you can really modulate the throttle really well. So you got a lot of room to kind of to modulate that. You also, with this thing, and another thing you notice is the really tall gearing. It's got, like, first take you all the way up to like 60, 65 miles an hour. So you got a lot of gear to mess around with. And if you rev out third, I mean, you're way past jail time speed. So, but the suspension on this car is really stiff, I think is the word I'd use for it. It's got the 2-mode Bilsteins on it. It's in sport. I'll put it in normal mode here for these bumpier roads down here in Houston. Got to slip the clutch a little bit, be smooth. But overall, just a good driving car, other than the gas mileage. You can daily drive this thing all the time. The gas mileage is horrendous. We are working on 7 miles per gallon right now, and that's actually, we got it up from the last time we drove it from 5.5. So that definitely says the E85 is a good route to get to combat detonation and make some more power, but you definitely got to worry about that gas mileage. And with this car not having that big of a tank, we have 60 miles of range with half a tank. So that's definitely something to keep in mind when you have going full 85 on your build. But otherwise, the car is super nice. It's got the suede inserts on the steering wheel, leather Recaros. They got the really good sound system. We checked it out last time. Navigation, Bluetooth. It got the My Color stuff, so you can jack around with the coloring of the car. Not my thing, but still cool. And really, with driving it, and this car's cam, so keep in mind that really affects drivability. It just drives like a pussycat. Sounds great. Makes a lot of noise. Get on a little bit. Well, see, wheel spin already. Yeah, can't even. That was half throttle, 3,000 RPM. So, yeah, it's definitely a handful. Tires got to be hot. Definitely have to have the right road surface, the right road temperature, and heaven forbid, no rain. As you can see, that was second, and it was a pretty good handful. But other things to notice is that this is the older generation Mustang, so obviously it changed them in 2015 to the S550 platform, and the materials aren't as nice as the newer ones. So the newer ones, much better materials. This being a Shelby, it does have some upgrades, like we talked about, the seats, the steering wheel with the suede and leather, some stuff like that. But all these hard plastics and stuff like here, and the door panels, Ford addressed that with the new generation Mustang. However, you can't get a new generation 15 plus with this kind of horsepower. So this thing has, like I said, from the factory 662. Well, there's a little Barth right there. From the factory 662, and the most potent Mustang can get nowadays is the 526 horsepower GT350. So you really, if you want a lot of power, this is your option, and you want Mustang. This is it. It's a monster stock, and the way this car is modified is just so fast. It builds speed like you wouldn't even believe. When you get traction in second and third gear, the way it just moves the speedo, it just boggles your mind. It puts you in your seat. It just pins or you feel all your organs pinned to the back of those Recaros. And it literally never gets old. It never, whatever setup this particular car has, it doesn't heat soak. And we're in Houston in 90 plus 100-degree weather. So there's that to keep in mind as well. And the car it just takes a beating. It really does. See, this lady, nope, she's not going to let us go. Go. Okay, well, she will. Trying to creep out on these roads in the Houston traffic, guys. I apologize. As I was saying, when you put your foot down in this thing, it is just otherworldly fast. At the top of third gear is over 130 miles an hour. If you rev out fourth, that's about 175 or so. And it gets there very quickly. And the other thing about it too is it doesn't feel like it. Don't get me wrong, it feels fast, but when you put your foot in it, it's so smooth, and the torque is so linear. It just completely masks the speed and acceleration that you're doing. So that's kind of the other thing about it too. You really don't have a sense of how fast you're going. 6 gear, 80, very low RPMs. I think it's below 1500, and it just masks its speed really well, which is actually a trait of a much more expensive car. Not on a car that's built on a platform that has a $20,000 V6 variant. So the fact that Ford could actually manage that is very impressive with this platform. Hides its speed very well. Another thing that's actually surprising about this car is it handles well too. It's not like, M3 levels of, throw it around the road, but it does. You put the Bilsteins in the sport mode, it is stiff, but the body control is actually better than you think. Now, you do feel all of the weight up front. There's a huge 5.8 liter V8 up front. You feel that weight up there, but once you start to get comfortable with it and get comfortable with how the car behaves, it actually will take some corners with some interesting prowess you actually wouldn't expect. You would think this is kind of a straight line missile, and it is, but it does handle the corners well. Now, if you're used to, say, like an M3, or you're used to, say, like a C63 or something like that, you're not going to find this to be just jump in here and just start driving it and have all that confidence. Because let's be honest with you, it takes a little bit of building up to get the confidence to even mat the throttle all the way. Here's some twisty roads here. I'll put it back in the sports setting. Probably do third because it's just too much power for the tires. But I mean, the steering is great. great. I mean, see, we're already doing 60 in a neighborhood. You don't even notice. I mean, you really don't. Little rev match. Just the speed. Obviously there's some traffic, but it's just the way the steering is great. Turn in is super positive. Like I said, these are complete foreign attributes that I would have given to this car previous to driving it. So it just drives, see, a little more throttle here. Half throttle, 75 miles an hour through a neighborhood. Terrible idea. It's just so fast. I mean, there's really so few places you can actually put your foot down and actually get experience what the car can actually do. But that being said, the other thing that I really feel like is worth noting on this car, if you can, especially if you're coming from, like, say, more of a German market or more of like a sports car market, you get used to the materials. The materials, they are what they are. This, we talked about that, but you get past the materials and you drive this thing. Even in stock form, it's fairly potent, I might say. You put some Pilot Super Sports on it, like this car has, and it handles. Now, bumps, doesn't like bumps. The live axle definitely comes into play there. It does not like bumps. Bumps unsettle the car. But on a smooth racetrack, I can imagine it just handles the corners. It's got phenomenal grip. All these newer cars, I'll say, all have electric power steering. And this is probably, honestly, one of the best ones I've experienced. Electric power steering is notorious for taking away all of your steering feel and all of your communication with the road. And this one does do that a little bit, but it communicates with you with, like, what the car's doing. So you throw it around a corner, you can actually feel, like, you can feel what the car's doing. It's not numb. And this steering has a couple different settings as well, so you can actually dial it into the weight that you want it. But all that being said, would I recommend one of these to somebody? It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something super agile, if you're, like, going from, like, Miata or BRZ, or you want, like, a 911 or something, probably not. Just because for the money you can get something a little bit better. Got a little more twisty roads here. So once again, just awesome. You just have so much confidence. And that is illegal speeds. Let's just say that little pull right there would have got me pretty close to jail time on the freeway. It's so fast. You just and like I said, the bumps unsettle it, so you got to kind of be careful at the back end hopping around. But as I was saying, what I recommend is, if you're looking for something a little more agile, something that's not bothered by bumps, and you're trying to drive it, like, say, on a street and unpredictable road conditions, etc., probably not. But for somebody that's looking for a well-rounded vehicle, and I can't believe I'm saying this with a Mustang, absolutely. The car stops really well, and it stops even better than you think it does because of the speed. The speed factor we were talking about, it's always going faster than you think it's going. So the brakes actually work better than you think they do. The brakes are awesome. You already get 6-pot Brembos. The chassis it's good. I wish I could say, oh yeah, solid axle, it's old, it doesn't work, it's antiquated, it won't handle. That's couldn't be further from the truth. The way that this car actually handles takes getting used to, and like I said, it takes some time, it takes a learning curve, especially in this way this car is modified. It takes a modificated. The way it takes a learning curve. You don't just get in this car, be like balls to the wall. You'll probably kill yourself. Honestly, we took it out. We probably drove it at least 100 miles before we actually got comfortable enough to even do a highway pull. It sucks up road. It's ridiculous. But for the person looking for a well-rounded car, something in the $40,000-$50,000 range, absolutely. This thing you can make unbelievably fast. I mean, this car still has a stock blower on it. You can make unbelievable power and get down the road well, and still have a car that isn't afraid to go to the corners. The car feels great when you load it up. Load up the suspension around a corner. Very minimal body roll. Now, obviously, I'm not pushing it really hard on the street, but yeah, I would highly recommend it to somebody like that. Somebody that wants something fun, something that that may puts a smile on their face. There you go. No second here. control is always on overtime. It is working overtime on this car. Second gear is still, you're not going fast enough. But as I was saying, recommend it to somebody, absolutely. This car's a blast. It puts a smile on your face every single time you get in it, and without fail. It never feels slow. It never gets heat soaked. I mean, just what a great car. I mean, honestly, it's a good car for those who it fits. And that's what I have to say about this car. It's really awe-inspiring how fast it is. I know I've said it, it's not like a broken record, but on camera it just doesn't do it justice. It is stupid fast. A little third gear roll on 2,000 RPMs, 75 miles an hour. It's insane. But that's all I got for you guys. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments. If you want to subscribe for more content, feel free to do so. And yeah, this has been a great review. Thank you, and thank you to Xsell Motorsports for Motor Cars rather for giving us an opportunity to drive this beast. And hopefully, that's some more content coming soon. Thanks, guys.